This is a message to go and watch Last Jawa's video first before watching this breakdown. He's one man making a whole game without any pay. Please go support his Patreon, Twitter, and the game itself down below. Alright everybody, hello, my name is C3P Awesome. I don't want to get into the cringy stuff right now because we have Force Combat Alpha version 4.0 Movie Towers mode to break down. The last time I did one of these videos, I actually reacted to the trailer and broke a little bit of it down, but I decided instead of creating a reaction which wouldn't do much for the game, especially since I don't have a face cam, we'd break down the entire trailer for the Movie Towers mode as well as all of the confirmed characters in this mode to be seen. So let's start it off.
My orders will be your undoing.
And of course, the first character we get to see is the Imperial Guard, looking like he does from Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, I believe. It is going to be interesting seeing how this guy plays. I should mention that none of the characters that you see in Movie Towers mode, other than Mace Windu, are going to be playable at the beginning of the game. They will be coming later along the line. But as you can see, the Red Guard here is going to be using a lightsaber pike instead of just a normal pike. And he has a pike throw of sorts. He definitely will be an interesting character to get into, most likely, because of his unique fighting style with the pike. You can also see here that there is a second version of Leia, which has been teased in screenshots, which uses a staff, thermal detonators, and a ton of other moves. There's the thermal detonator move right there, and she's using a staff. There are going to be two versions of Leia, this version and a lightsaber version that you can select eventually when she does come out.
Round one.
And of course, we do have confirmation of a character that's been teased for a very long time, Qui-Gon Jinn, the third most wanted character in the polls for Force Combat that I ran a little while ago. It is nice to finally see Qui-Gon Jinn make his way into the fight with his signature green lightsaber. And I'm going to back it up really quickly because we actually saw something new there, and that's Qui-Gon's kick. The kicks for all of the characters have now been fixed and no longer look like awkward, weird kicks that you could see on every single character. Rather, they're all unique to that person now. So as you can see, Qui-Gon's kick is going to be much more useful than it once was. You can see that he has a couple saber slashes. He's probably going to have a fighting style similar to Obi-Wan and Anakin, since they do share the same form. And of course, he also has a force push move. It seems like so far Qui-Gon is going to be a lot like Obi-Wan. And then we have Kylo Ren, which uses a lot of moves based around Moff Gideon, which makes sense because Moff Gideon isn't a Force user, and the same goes for Finn. And he also has the same up air attack. We do get to see him do a couple more things, and as you can see on his back, there is no slash. So this is a version of Finn with the Force Awakens gear. I imagine that he's also going to have a skin for his Last Jedi gear, and then maybe a third skin for the third movie, The Rise of Skywalker. Here is a very interesting part of the trailer, which I had to examine for a while because I didn't know what the heck this was. Dark Luke was totally new to me, but after a while I realized this is Luke's fight against Darth Vader on Dagobah. After he defeats Vader and cuts off his head, it's shown that it's Luke's face inside of Darth Vader's mask, meant to imply that he and him are the same since he is Anakin Skywalker. This version of Luke never shows up, and he never fights a version of Luke wearing Darth Vader's outfit. This is most likely going to be a movie-only character, a Movie Towers-only character, but he still looks really, really fun. I could imagine he would be a legendary outfit for either Vader or for Luke, depending on how you want to look at it. But I do hope that this is put into the game. We don't get to see any gameplay of Dark Luke either. But we do get to see Luke's brand new Force Uppercut move right there, which leads really nicely into his Force Push. I really do like the way it's being styled with the bouncing moves. And we just got to see a brand new kick from Anakin Skywalker, the same kick that's used by Qui-Gon, and then a brand new roundhouse-styled kick soaring right at Count Dooku. This is the Anakin versus Dooku fight from Attack of the Clones. We can see that Anakin's using a green lightsaber like he used in the arena, which is a nice touch since this is the only other lightsaber that Anakin got to use, other than, of course, his destroyed lightsaber and then his blue signature Skywalker saber. And of course, we do have his slash attacks while Dooku tries to block. We get a little bit of Snoke gameplay using a very nice looking model. The animations could use a little bit of work, but I do really like the way that Snoke is being modified here. His voice lines are all directly from the movies, and he seems to have moves that are directly influenced. Like he actually has a lightning shot that hits the floor and then back up at the opponent like he did against Kylo Ren, which is a really nice touch. And we also get to see a new move from Rey, which is her lightsaber teleport move. In The Rise of Skywalker, we get to see Rey teleport her saber to Kylo Ren by putting it behind her back. In the game, she does something a bit different. If we roll it back a little and see the gameplay, she does put the lightsaber behind her back, but now she actually teleports it behind the person to do a bunch of flurry slash attacks. I can imagine that this would probably put them really easily into the air and makes it very easy to do other uppercut-based moves. I think Rey might go up in the tier list thanks to this.
Let me knock some sense.
And of course, we have Ben Kenobi, Alec Guinness's Ben Kenobi against Cyber Maul with the Rebels fight. This is going to be in the movie Towers mode because it's just such an iconic fight, despite it being from the Rebels TV show. There will be later on a TV show tower of sorts, or a Clone Wars tower, featuring Ahsoka, General Grievous, the Seventh Sister, and of course, Mandalorian-themed things. But we do get to hear Ben Kenobi, and he is using lines from the Revenge of the Sith fighting game that came out officially. And I'm not totally sure if this version of Ben is going to be a costume, or if it's going to be his own separate character, because the moves that he's using are all exactly the same. And we also get to see a brand new move from Darth Maul, where it's almost like a lightsaber slide of sorts. We do get some gameplay of the Magna Guard. I already got to see some of his gameplay, and essentially he is almost a carbon clone of Darth Maul, but it's still nice to see something like him got into the game. And of course we have Obi-Wan Kenobi's defensive rush from Battlefront 2 making its way into the mix. We get to see Rey fighting one of the Praetorian guards that guard Snoke's room. There is only going to be one Praetorian guard. There isn't going to be the ones with the whip and everything, but I can kind of understand that. This is the Praetorian guard Rey had a little bit of trouble with, and that also gave her the cut on her shoulder. His moves seem to be heavily inspired by Ventress as well, and does have lightsaber-like moves, so that is going to be unique. And even though there's nothing shown here that's new in this trailer other than Luke's brand new Bespin outfit, of course we're going to be getting in the movie Towers mode, the Bespin fight, the I am your father scene will probably be somewhere in here. Again, we get to see Luke's brand new Force Uppercut move. We get some brief gameplay of Padawan Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace Tower, or I believe in the prequel tower, rather. There is a brand new map in the background too, and this is the reactor shaft. This is the shaft that Darth Maul falls down, which does look very nice. I like the laser gates. We do get to only see a little bit of them, but I do really like the map. And we get confirmation of a second version of Finn coming to the game, and it's actually the traitor version with the Electro Baton, which I think is really, really cool. I'm not sure if this is going to be a skin for him, and he's not going to have the Electro Baton. I really hope he does, but it seems like this is going to be a whole new version of Finn that will be playable. Maybe they could rename it Finn Starkiller or Finn Destroyer or something along those lines. You can see in the background, though, that they are in a First Order ship, and you can actually see space in the background. I really love the look of this map. It'll probably be one of the ones that I always go to train with. And we also get confirmation that Captain Phasma will be a character at some point with her giant staff. Finn definitely looks like he's going to be a heavy-hitting character, and if we see a little bit, yeah, we get to see Phasma do a Son Blast-themed move, which is nice. We'll get to that in one second. I do really think that the stage is going to be one of my favorite stages. You can see right here. It looks like a whole new perspective, but I do think it is still the same stage, and they're just walking around the TIE Fighter place that they all launch out of. I'm not sure what the exact name is. It doesn't seem like Rose or BB-8 is going to be making an appearance here on the sidelines, but it is still nice that we're going to get to see the Finn versus Phasma fight. Of course, we're going to have a second version of Ben Kenobi. This is why I think that he's going to be his own character because he's going to have a version without the hood and with the hood against his fight with Darth Vader from Star Wars Episode 1. Alright, this part is the most interesting part of the trailer for me. We get to see Darth Maul with the Crimson Dawn appearance from Solo, a Star Wars story on Jedha, which is not from any Star Wars movie. And then if we look a little bit more, we get a brief appearance by K2SO in the background, while we also have Ahsoka Tano with her blue lightsabers, also seen here. My best guess is this is not going to be a fight on the Towers mode, rather this is just Jawa's way of sprinkling in the other content that's being developed on the side, which is the Crimson Dawn Darth Maul skin, the Siege on Mandalore Ahsoka skin, and of course the Jedha stage, which don't really have a place in the game or in the story mode. They are still the same characters. You can't tell these are not new characters. They are the same. We get confirmation that Dark Rey, or Empress Palpatine, which I really like in this game, is going to be coming, and she will have the Swiss Army Blade lightsaber, but it doesn't look like from the gameplay she's going to be using the Swiss Army part a whole lot. We do get a little bit of gameplay of her shooting a lightning bolt, and we also get, if I can pause it correctly, oh, whoops. If I can pause it just right. Hold on. Alright, I can't seem to... There we go. We got a brand new kick from Rey, and it seems like it is a very heavily inspired lightsaber-ish kick. This is the most Star Wars kick that I think I've ever seen. It looks like something out of an anime, not gonna lie. It does seem to be edited so that the lightsaber will be on her shoulder, but I'm sure that'll be fixed in a future update. The kick also seems to work even if the person's head gets hit with the knee, which is kind of funny, but it does look alright. Of course, there has been updates, so in the background of this stage, you can see the Death Star's wreckage. I do like how they've updated a little bit. So far, Empress Palpatine, though, looks to be just a Maul clone with lightning. And here is the part where I lost everything. Boba Fett is confirmed to be a playable character in this game, as well as Leia in her Booish outfit. And I did foresee that Leia, with her Booish outfit, was going to be in the game in some place, if there were going to be two versions of Leia. But, Boba Fett was a total trip for me, and Jawa, if you're watching this, please, when you put him in the game, please make his second color be Johto Cast. I think that would be absolutely amazing. For people who haven't read the Legends comics, Johto Cast was somebody who tried to be exactly like Boba Fett after he was presumed dead, but when he came back, he basically killed Johto Cast. He looked almost exactly like him, and he also did appear in Masters of Teräs Käsi, the first Star Wars fighting game, so it would be awesome to see his colors be Johto Cast. But we do get to also see the back of Jabba's palace as a brand new stage as Leia throws a detonator, and we also see Boba Fett use his jetpack, which is really unique. And he also seems to have a rocket-based move similar to the whistling birds that the Mandalorian has. We had to see a brief little shot, and also some Tusken Raiders watching the fight from the background. But yeah, it does seem like Boba Fett is going to have a lot slower shots than the Mandalorian or Moff Gideon. So I guess that is the way that he's going to be balanced. I am wondering, is he going to be able to shoot in the air, however? And of course, we get to see Mace Windu doing a brand new kick on Chancellor Palpatine. And if we back it up just a tiny bit more, if I can get it right, we get a brief appearance by a very famous clone trooper, Commander Cody, in the background, ready to execute Order 66, while Mace Windu fights Palpatine over here. I do suspect that Anakin will fight Windu, even though it was not actually in Revenge of the Sith. It was a cutscene, but we do get a brief appearance here by Mace Windu doing his moves, but we already saw a whole lot of Mace Windu, so we're not going to be focusing on him. We do get the first look at Chancellor Palpatine, however, the second version of Palpatine that will be playable, and that is his lightning move, which looks really, really cool. We also get confirmation Ben Solo will be joining as a new character, judging from his name. He also has the bow from The Rise of Skywalker. In terms of the sequel era, we don't have many characters at the moment. We only have Rey and Kylo Ren, so it seems like they're fleshing out the roster by including other characters like Empress Palpatine and Ben Solo. And we also get to see one of the Knights of Ren is also here, as well as Palpatine sitting on his throne in the background, which I really like the extra touch. But yeah, we do get to see Vikrul, one of the Knights of Ren. He is one of the staff users, which is really nice to see in this game, that they are paying homage to the Rise of Skywalker in some way. I also want to mention Ben Solo seems to have a very similar fighting style to Anakin, which does make sense. And meanwhile, Vikrul seems to have very angry attacks. Honestly, I'm most excited for this guy from this video. I'm most excited for him and another character and Boba Fett. But I'll get to the other character soon. And we get a really nice and really funny look at Thok and Slave Leia. Now, we knew that Slave Leia was going to be in this game for a long time, but Thok is actually from, again, the first Star Wars fighting game, Masters of Teräs Käsi. Thok was an original character, and he also had another friend that was a Tusken Raider that I can't say the name of because it sounds a whole lot like a really, really bad word nowadays, which is probably why we don't get to see his friend and we only see Thok. But it is nice to see the Gamorrean Guard come in some way. His moves look really unique. He has a ground pound move and an axe throw. He seems like he has a very beady type of style. Him and Vikrul are two of the characters that I really think look really nice. And of course, I do like Staff Leia, is what I'm going to call her. Just Leia with a staff. Exploding. And if I could add something, if you want to make sure that people don't separate this version of Leia from the other version of Leia with a lightsaber, maybe call this version Princess Leia, and then call Leia with a lightsaber Leia Organa, or vice versa if you want to. We also get a look at Chancellor Palpatine's second outfit, which is his after Mace Windu went out the window outfit, and that's his red robes with his bird face and orange colored eyes. You can tell this is the same thing because he does have his lightsaber like he has in Revenge of the Sith fighting against Yoda, and we also have a brand new stage, which is of course the Senate from the memes, which I do really like. A little bit of Chancellor Palpatine gameplay, which does look really nice. We get our look at one of the first secret battles that has been teased on Twitter by Last Jawa for a while, and that's the fight against Leia Organa and Luke Skywalker on Dagobah. We're not really certain if they fought on Dagobah or if it was on another type of planet, but Leia and Luke actually do end up fighting in The Rise of Skywalker, as we see in the back, and we actually see Leia using her blue lightsaber for the first and only time we actually got to see her in the movies. We are not certain if we're going to be getting this as our default Leia outfit or if we're going to be having yellow lightsaber Leia as another outfit. I still think that they're going to add the Force Unleashed 2 version of Leia, since that is the origins of her yellow lightsaber. And of course, we also have this amazing looking Luke skin, which looks like he's in the middle of being an old man and being a young man, as presumed with the pants. And of course, yes, you can also tell this is Leia because she has her very famous Force slide. Our last little bit of gameplay we get to see here is, of course, Rey fighting Emperor Palpatine from the end of The Rise of Skywalker. I do want to mention, though, that there is a slight error here, and that's Rey is using Anakin's lightsaber instead of Leia's lightsaber. That's pretty much the only thing that I noticed that was inaccurate. Everything else in this game and in this trailer is pretty much perfect. The only thing that I would really change is make a separate outfit for Rey that would use Leia's lightsaber or make that her default. I just think that would be the best. And I do have an idea for Rey that I'm going to touch on really quickly. If they want to make the final boss battle of the game really interesting, give Rey dual sabers. And then one of her moves could be like reflecting and countering an enemy, for example. I think that would be a really unique way to kind of tie it all in. Since that was a really iconic scene, we get to see Rey shooting lightning out while Anakin and everyone give her blessing. I'm not a big fan of the prequels, but if you do, or the prequels, or the sequels rather, I'm a big fan of the prequels. I love Anakin, but if you want to make Rey really interesting in this game, make a second version of her with dual sabers. Not Empress Palpatine, rather her with dual sabers. So that would be 3 characters. Besides, we do need more dual characters in this game. So far, Grievous, Ahsoka, Asajj, and I believe Starkiller are the only ones we have, so hopefully we do get to see more as time goes on. Nothing really else to say about this other than the fact that Rey has a brand new kick, which looks a lot more like something that she would do. And she stabs Palpatine, and then we have one giant mic drop by Last Java. Okay, so two things to take away from this final scene here is we get to see Rey on the Tatooine farm using a yellow lightsaber from the end of the movies, which is nice. It's interesting that she is actually hooded since that's not what she was in the actual movie. I'm suspecting that this is to make it a little bit different, but I'm not entirely certain about that. And the really interesting part is the confirmation that Darth Talon will be coming to the game. As you can see right here, this is the only time we saw a Legends character in this trailer at all, which is really interesting to me. For those who don't know, Darth Talon was a Twi'lek Sith Lord around the era of the Knights of the Old Republic, and she basically was like Aayla Secura, but with Darth Maul tattoos. So she was red and black and had a really unique lightsaber style. I do think it's interesting that Darth Talon is confirmed over other characters which are very much wanted for this game, such as the second most wanted character, Revan, or Bastila Shan, or other characters like, of course, the very requested Jango Fett. Ever since The Mandalorian was revealed and that it was teased that Boba Fett was going to be coming, everyone has been dying to know more about Jango Fett, since he is the last Mandalorian that really makes a giant impact on the Star Wars story, other than other Mandalorians, like for example, we have Sabine Wren and other stuff like that, but we'll save those for DLC. However, this is the last thing we actually get to see in the trailer before it goes to black, and he says yada yada yada, copyright holders, such not. But the last thing that you can take here from this trailer is Rey is going to be using her yellow lightsaber in one of her outfits, and Darth Talon will be coming to the game. Not many people picked up on the fact that Darth Talon's name showed up, but it was really cool getting to see a little bit of Legends content, especially since this was mostly reserved for the movies and we didn't get to see much in the terms of the TV shows. We got a brief look at Ahsoka's blue lightsaber's appearance, as well as the Crimson Dawn Darth Maul outfit. But honestly, everything in this trailer looks pretty much perfect, looking back through it. Of course, we have the Bespin fight with Luke and Vader, and all of these very iconic Star Wars fights are going to be coming to the game, as well as new ones like this Boba Fett and Booish fight, and this Dark Luke fight, which I really wish we saw a little bit of gameplay of Dark Luke, but maybe that's supposed to let our minds wander and wonder, is he going to fight like Vader, or is he going to fight like Luke, or is he going to fight like both? And of course we have the Imperial Guards, and a brief cameo by one of the characters in Star Wars Squadrons, which is a really nice touch. I can't tell if that's a Squadrons character, but I would like to think so, since that is the last Star Wars game that's come out. I hope you all enjoyed this video and that you share it with everyone who does follow Force Combat. I will be coming up with a video very soon with my predictions for DLC characters for this game, as well as characters that will be added before the alpha is finished. And there will also be a wish list. So basically I'm going to be doing a predictions on who I think are going to be coming to this game before it is finished, and then the DLC that will be coming after, and then a wish list of really wanted characters that I want in this game. Like for example, Jango Fett would probably be on that list, while the list with characters that will probably be coming into this game at some point being characters like Savage Opress and things like that. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. This took me a while to make. I'm sorry that it didn't come out immediately and I didn't do a reaction video to this, but I figured this would be a lot more useful to everyone if I went down and did a breakthrough of each thing that we saw in this trailer. And I hope that you enjoyed. I'll see you later. Be prepared for giant tournaments once this game gets its update. I will see you later. Bye bye.